Hi everyone, and thanks for joining us. This is Radul Live. Today I am with Martin Gishuki and Helen Wanjiku. Martin is the founder of Sports for Jesus, and Helen Wanjiku is a secretariat member. How are you guys doing?
Well, fine, thank you.
You're fine, Helen?
Yes.
Martin?
I'm doing well, and thank you so much.
Martin, first of all, I've never heard shamefully of Sports for Jesus. So can you introduce what Sports for Jesus is?
Thank you so much for having me here. My name is Martin Waiganjo Gishuke, or Pastor Gishuke, from Gathering Church, and also the founder of Sport for Jesus Ministry. In a nutshell, Sport for Jesus, it is about three things. About enhancing relationship, nurturing talent, and then preaching the gospel of Christ. But most now, we deal most with sports, that we can be able to nurture them, so that we can be able to bring the people of the world to the church.
What made you come up with Sports for Jesus?
Because of the passion for sports.
Mm-hmm.
I had a passion for sports. When I was in school, I was a very, very great goalkeeper. But because of...
oh, you played football yourself?
Yes. I was a very great goalkeeper. But because of many transfer in school, because in my schooling period, I went to 7 different kind of schools, from 4 primary school and 3 high schools.
What?
Yes, so I was not able to perfect, the game, because you go to school. It's an average of 2 years per school.
Uh-huh.
Even the school I spent 1 year. So I didn't perfect well in matter of football. Then when I went to a high school in Nakuru, I joined a martial art club. Mm-hmm. So I did a lot of kung fu, and then after high school, I went to Mombasa. I continued with martial arts. I nearly joined the Kenya Railways club, and then from there, because of hassles of life, and I could not be able to go deep into sports. And then from there, I think in the year 2010, I gave my life to Christ. Then I went to church, and I started a volleyball club within the church compound. And I saw the response in the community was too high. Then all of a sudden I had this dream of having now to form a sports club, and that's how Sports for Jesus was born.
Where's the ministry? Where's the church?
It is in a place called Joska. Joska, it is in Machakos County, along Kangudo Road.
Okay, let me come to you, Helen. Helen, what is your sports background?
Okay, I was doing sport in high school. Mostly I started in primary. I was a volleyballer and a footballer, and I'm a great person in the field. Then as I came to Gathering Church, I'm also a godmother, and I'm a mother. I'm a godmother to 40 boys, and I'm a mother to 2 biologically, my kids. And then, the boys, they like football.
Yeah.
So definitely you have to be there with them to entertain, to make them feel they are entertained by the ball. Whenever we are offered the space to pray, we go for the ministry. And also they are preached there, they pray then. I'm also happy with the idea. You
didn't want to become, do you still play sport now? Did
Yes.
you ever want to be like a professional football player, volleyball player?
Yes. It has always been our dream, and also my dream. But due to the same way Mr. Gishuki has said that transfer of schools, I was also in the same line. I could go to one high school. After 2 years, then I went to another one. Then unfortunately, when I went to campus, it was another different story. You could not join because maybe at the time they are practicing, you are not there. And maybe you have a class. That's how I went in another way.
Do you feel sometimes you have to choose between education and sport? And education, unfortunately, still wins. That's the environment we live in.
No, you can't choose. You have to take both.
You have to take both?
Yes.
You need to multitask about the 2 of them, because they are education is key.
Yes.
You can, even if you are a professional, you don't have education background,
you need a little bit of both, but yes. It's like we have this fear of choosing sport because it doesn't pay, unfortunately. But so how did you get involved with Sports for Jesus? How did you decide? And what is the structure of Sports for Jesus? Because I know you're not in the same church, so you have legs in other churches. What's the structure like?
No, we come from the same church, and I found myself there when I was located to a children's home. Then my kids go to the church. Now being the manager at the home, now I had to make the kids also understand that through this sport you'll be preached the gospel. And then they have that passion. Like one boy was asking me, how will I be known like Neymar? They like Neymar guy, yes. So the way I got to Sport for Jesus was through him, because he introduced it to me, and that's how we connected. Yes.
So how does the program work?
In 2013, by that time I was in church in Kiambu, and that's where I started first with the volleyball club and still run. We have currently we have 4 volleyball clubs and 8 football teams that we come together. But in 2013, that's when I started. For about 2 years, there was I got a transfer in my. By that time, I was working in certain company. Then I got a transfer. So I left Kiambu. Now I went somewhere else. I tried to start again. And then after maybe in 2016, then I moved again. I went now to Gathering Church in Joska. And in 2017 January, I moved again.
Hey.
So my movement, was bringing me, to the drawing board again, because the church where I had laid the foundation, it could not, peak in my absence, because because of the structure, because it's like I and I alone. But
so if you're not there, the teams you leave just fade away.
They fade away. So, but during the Corona time, in I think 2020, the pastor called me and said, that dream, was good. Will you wish to now to come back? So, and I chose now to resign from being employed. I became my own employer. So, and I shifted there. And now, since 2020, last year, I said, now let me work on this dream, because every time I was thinking about it. And now from there, I have seen, the great work that I'm doing, because from there, now I'll be able to have 8 teams, football teams. CCLC, it's one of them. And the other 7, 2 are not within the one is in Odaya, where I come from. The other one is in Nyeri town. So 2 are away and 8 are within Joska. The volleyball team, one is in Homa Bay, and the other one is in Kiambu, the other one is in Juja, the other one is in Githongori. So now I have partnered with every coach. I have a team of 12 a committee, I call it a committee, of 12. From each team, I got one person, the manager or the coach, and then in the volleyball team, I have every captain. It is within the committee. So we are in the initial stage of trying to build a team that will be able to help me. And
in all these locations, there's a church there as well?
Yes, in the Ndegwa we have one church. In Joska, the main church, our church. And now in my village, there is one, I'm working with a pastor who he has a church there, so that we can be able to coordinate together.
Yeah. So how do you, because I'm trying to understand how you identify where a team is going to be. Is it that they come to the church and then you tell them go and create a team in your area? How does that work?
No, we just
because like the one in Homa Bay, is there a church in Homa Bay? Or how is it affiliated to?
The one in Homa Bay just got interested through our Facebook page. And this guy called me. We always have 3 tournaments per year, major tournaments per year, where I provide a trophy and certificate for participation. And this guy called me. I have been following you. I wish to join the tournament. I said it's okay, you can come. And they came. We had a meeting with them, and they saw what you are doing is good. And he said I'm part of that. The other one, normally because I go around the city, because of my work, I identify, when I identify a team, then I go there, I sell my idea, and then if they like the idea, they join. but I'm targeting to have 10 football teams and then 10 volleyball teams. Then I'll be able now to work with them.
So do you manage them, or you leave the teams to manage themselves?
I work with the coach.
You work with the coach.
Yes.
How are they affiliated to? I'm just trying to understand how they're affiliated to Sports for Jesus. Do you have like rules and regulations that must be followed if they're to be part of your organization?
Yes, yeah, we have a constitution. In our the rules that govern Sport for Jesus. If you, like, for example, we held a tournament and there was a group of a team that wanted to fight, and we said, first of all, you need to be disciplined, because the hooliganism with football. That's what we want to eliminate. So if you come in after after maybe 1 or 2 tournaments, we gauge you, then we can be able to be partner, or we say we can not be able to work with you.
Okay. What does your role entail as a member of the Secretariat?
As a member of Secretariat, mostly I can add on something he said.
Yes.
Like when he's identified the teams, like one time we went to Dindigwa, I think it is in Kiambu, and as we were, the other people were playing the volleyball, I could hear some guys asking me, how did you come here? Then we could tell them, we came here through Sport for Jesus, and I recall one guy asking like, can we join you? That is, it shows that when you go and start something there, people are interested. Yes. Then as a secretariat, I can say I'm mostly engaged in those minutes when you go for a meeting, then you at least coordinate with each member. Like mostly I coordinate with my home, because I have, like I have told you, I have 40 children and they cannot all fit in the field. So first of all, I started there. Then as we go to the meetings, I do the minutes, then we talk with each other and coordinate.
So you run a children's home on top of everything?
Yes, I'm a godmother.
Oh, that's fantastic. But
yes.
it's okay. It's a home. You take in. Where do you take the children on the street, or their orphans? How does it work?
Okay, in our children's home, we are under a church called Glory Outreach Assemblies, and our director called Bishop David Dagana. Then the children, you are not supposed to go and pick. Actually, we have children office who identify needy kids and those that are like abandoned. Like now I have a 5 days old, a baby boy who was dumped there.
I think yesterday?
Yes, it was.
The day before yesterday.
Yes. So the kids are from mostly children's office, and then like you can be concerned. You have seen a child, then you bring. Then we go through the process of going back to children's office, registration. Then if we qualify, we are given a child.
And then you open them up to the world of sports.
Yes.
At a very young age.
So
Yes.
I came to know them before because she was posted there when we had already identified them. When on Sunday they come, they are our church members. Those children, the children. So when they came, we partnered with another lady called Washera, namesake of an PA. She has a foundation called Age of 10 Foundation. Now he takes care of the teenage girls, talking to them, or giving the sanitary towels and such. So one time, he had a function to speak to them. Then we went there. I saw them praying, football. Kucheza tu kawaida. Then I asked, if I buy a ball, will you be serious with forming a team? They say yes. I bought a ball. Then we tried to coach them. We looked for a coach, and now they became part of the team. And it's a very strong team. They have won, I think, one trophy.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you see any of your teams getting affiliated to the mainstream leagues? Whether it's volleyball or football, have you tried?
Yeah, one in Odhaya, it's playing. It's in county, I think county league. County league, yes. It's an established one in Odhaya, and also a volleyball team. The volleyball team are not for the boys. They are for adults. All of them, like in Juja, they're in the county league. The one in Githongori and the one in the Ndegwa. Those are established. But what now we are working to, to be able to uplift their skills in the football, because you are dealing with, I think most of them, they are under 25. You know, those are, you need to be able to educate them about, you know, doing this one thing, football in a professional way. So that is our main thing now we are doing. We are dealing with those boys to be able to form clubs, you know, and trying to register them. But now I'm thinking of now having an umbrella under you know, I be the umbrella for them all, so that because I've tried to tell them to register, but I think because of the logistic.
It's one, it's not free. Two, you have to get contracts done. There's quite a process.
Yes.
So you want to help them with that process?
Yes, I do one big association, and then all of them belong there.
Okay. I want us to take a quick break. When we come back, I want to know what you want from me. Guys, don't go anywhere. We're having a conversation with Martin and Helen for Sports for Jesus. I hope you're getting a bit inspired. See you after the break. Welcome back. Thanks for staying with Radul Live. We are with Martin Gishuki and Helen Wanjiku from Sports for Jesus. Yes, a program under the church that has outreach programs for sports teams, football, volleyball. Martin, we were speaking actually during the break, and I wanted to know, what do you want from Radul? What do you want from Radul? What challenges are you facing under Sports for Jesus? How can people who are watching actually support the program in one way or the other?
Thank you so much. You know, people of faith, I think everybody is a person of faith. And I remember I texted my resident pastor, Pastor Jacinta, and told her, I need to meet a sport journalist. I think it's 3 weeks ago. And then we had a chat with you. And here I am with a sport journalist, and I think that is a testimony.
Amen.
It's a testimony, it's a divine connection. Yes. So number one, you know, when I was digging deep about this platform and you in person, I found that you have been able to host, you know, big names in sports. And you know, and the show is very educative. I remember there's one lady that I watched her video. You had a conversation with her. I think Diana somebody is a manager. And you know, when I listened to the conversation, I said, you know, I need to up my game. It's not easy, I think.
Oh, that must be Diana from Tusker FC. She right now she's doing a program in FIFA at FIFA.
Exactly,
yes.
That's the lady.
Yes.
And the other lady for Talanta FC, you know.
Oh yes.
So
the chairperson and Una is a lady.
So and I thought, you know, this program, you know, I can fit in because there's more to learn from you and the people that you are hosting. So and I think you know, by being here, by virtue of being here, I might find somebody, you know, with the interest of needing to have that social capital. And 8 teams is not a small number. You know, sometimes when you hold a mentorship program, it's about 200 kids that we meet together. Mm-hmm. And, you know, and they're looking forward for us. I remember when the latest team joined in Nyeri, you know, that guy say, you know, I have found now somebody to work with, you know, and I have a lot of hope that you'll be able to help me. And I also need help. So we need, for example, as part of you being in sports as a journalist, maybe when we have time and bring these young people together, maybe I can have a guest who will be able to come and motivate people, the young people, maybe a professional footballer or a volleyballer. And then when we have this meeting, somebody can come and say, you know, I'm here. One time I was like you. Now I have done it. You know, that would
to
be
inspire and mentor the children.
Yes, because we always 3 times per year when the kids are on holidays. Maybe before Corona it was April, August and December. So that we can be able to.
Now it's any time.
Now it's any time. Because I think when they be coming for holiday, I think it's August or September, we shall be having a tournament. Another tournament. Yes, a very major tournament. And the challenges is first of all is finance, because I have to buy the trophy myself every time. I have to print out the certificate. Sometimes I have to buy balls for them because we are coming for, you know, we can't do, you know, practice because we don't have ball. We need to go and buy. And I want to thank the Church of Gathering and the minister, Dr. Kimemia, because they are being very supportive. Because when you're holding those mentorship programs, we need to provide food. You know, and food for 200 kids is not easy. So the church member, you know, we come together, we give them the budget, they contribute, and they make the, you know, the function well. So number 1 is about finance. Number 2 is about attire. You know, the sports attire.
The kids.
The kids. I remember what a team called Genesis. You know, the last tournament they came, they told me, you know, Pastor, you know, we want to join this one. I said, okay, come. They didn't have shoes. You know, they were playing without shoes. And, you know, buying shoes for all those people, you know, I cannot do that. So about the attires. And number 3, it's about, you know, the facility, the grounds. You know, in Joska, we only have 1 ground. And I heard that, you know, it is grabbed now. There are people who wanted to build there. So we don't have ground to be able to practice.
It's an unfortunate state in Kenya, because running a football team is not cheap at all. I mean, I know many people who are trying to run football teams, and they're always asking for balls and kit and things like that, because it is an expensive affair. But you are actually, I like that you're trying to create a sense of responsibility, teamwork, you know, ownership amongst the church community, which I think is very commendable. I mean, what benefits are there for the children that you look after, all your godchildren, when they get into sport?
Oh, the benefits are so many, and I can start with the moment they have gone to the field, they associate with the other people of the society. Now they feel like we are normal like the others. So there is no that stigma like I'm from a children's home, you come from home. Then the other thing, I'm used to preaching to them, telling them God is doing this, and maybe one at a time a mentor can come in. But this moment they have gone to Sport for Jesus, they are praying the ball, and also they are being preached. They are being told there is gayism, because I deal with men. They are being told drugs are there, everything they are. Generally, everything that society is facing, they are told. So as for me, the benefits are more than even the game itself, because they will pray. But remember, one word, when you speak like a word now, you may change just one, and that is enough for the day.
Because that one will change another one, and change another one, and change another one. Because I find sport it's such a good foundation in teaching children the essence of hard work, commitment, discipline, as you say, and then you have the church behind you.
The other thing, I have another thing that I can say, is like Mr. Gishuki was saying the challenges. Like those my boys, I can speak on behalf because I'm their manager. They are like, they one time asked me, we are praying here only. Is anyone else, does anyone else know us? Then here we are with you. Then we are requesting that one day come and cover them, so that they can feel a big name. Your name is there, talking to them. Yes. No,
but I mean, it's good, because these children need to know there's life outside of these gates or this fence, you know.
Yes.
What are your hopes and dreams for Sports for Jesus? And I'll ask you the same question.
It's all right.
We have a lot of hope, and the future. I can see the future is bright because the vision is within me. But what I've seen people being transformed. And I remember there was a group of people who used to do this to abuse alcohol and substance, because one day I was a victim of those. But that's a story for another day. And through sport, we are able to engage them, after work. They come to the ground, we do the practice, until maybe 7 in the evening, they go back. And one time they called me, we had a man-to-man chat and said, it's now about a month we are not doing these drugs. Why? Because of the sport. They just wanted to thank me. So when I saw, I being used to be able to save those lives, it's a good thing. So number one, we want to engage people, not to do the negative things of life, but to do the positive things. Number two, we want to be able to nurture the talent, because even the Bible says, it's only your gift can be able to usher you to sit with the great. So when I remember how I was so passionate about being a sportsman, but I could not be able to achieve. Why? Because I didn't have a mentor. That's why I'm here for all these kids, and I'm glad because everybody, the team that we're working together, the 12, the committee, the coaches and managers, hadn't been included. We are sharing the same mentality that we need to nurture these boys from this age, even when they after school, maybe after college, to be able to give them a foundation that we can be able to uplift, even nationally, how people see sports. Because our parents, did not value too much about sport, because they are not exposed. But when you see players outside our country, they earn a lot.
A lot.
Yeah, they earn a lot. Even like for example, now it's Anaito Manyara, now he is earning through sports.
Yes.
You see, those are the things that you can do now, because we are the parent now. We have, the task to be able to transform the mentality of people so that we can be able to nurture this talent.
Actually, I always tell people, when Victor Wanyama was at Tottenham, he was the highest earning salaried Kenyan. He was earning the highest salary as a Kenyan, not allowances and all those other things. I think he was on like, is it 15 million? Something about 15 million a week, something like that. He was the highest salaried Kenyan. And those are just examples of where sport can take you. And you never know where the talent will come from. One of these young boys in your home could be the next Olunga, could be the next Wanyama. You don't know. It's just opportunities that are lacking.
Yeah, that's true.
So Sports for Jesus is creating the opportunities.
It's creating for them. And I can add on something that he has said, and that nurturing the talents. Whenever we talk with the boys, whenever we are having a home talk, that one basic one, you hear them saying that, Mimi, I can't stay here. I will go outside and be like Neymar. They're aspiring to be others because they have seen them there. Now they are practicing it in Sport for Jesus. That is their background. And I hope one day they will be lifted up, and I will be saying like, my boys are there.
Those 40,000 pounds a week.
Yes.
that's what Wanyama was on. It was 40,000 a week. It was about 15 a month. But there's no Kenyan who earns that as a salary.
Yes.
Not allowance, salary. And it's a sports person, who came from the hood like everybody else. So, I mean, I just want to leave it there, and thank you. I mean, we'll keep in touch. Let me know in good time when your next tournament is. I'll see if I can call a few friends to come and just cheer the boys on, because I know what it means.
We have a trip to Homa Bay. That's for volleyball on 17th of July, and then we have a trip to Othaya on 31st of July. That's where we'll be having our next tournament. About 4 teams will be participating down in the village there, and I want to adopt my former primary school. We talked with the management. I want to adopt the football team and be able to revive them and also I want to now. The next step that I'm doing, it is engaging schools where my kids are going to school. We talk with the management. We want now to do sports to in a different level, because coaching the young people is better than because they have time.
Yeah.
Because the other one, somebody is working here today, tomorrow is not here. But the kids from grade 1 up to grade 11, you are together with them. We can be able to nurture them there. So, but also you can see, everybody you're watching there, you can follow us on our Facebook page, Sports for Jesus.
Sports for the number,
yes,
Sports for Jesus.
Sports number 4 and then Jesus. We always post our our update there, and have seen a great response. We are creating in a process of building a website. It is in final stages of being built, and so that it can be able to go online with it. And then we are establishing, it's a big team, we are establishing an online shop where now we'll be able to do a little investment to help us,
cover some costs,
selling like the jerseys and all those things. So it's a big dream that we are having. In future, I'm seeing myself having a talent school, and one day I'll build a world-class stadium somewhere in our country.
It is possible. I don't need to tell you. It is possible. But thank you, Martin and Helen. Thank you for coming from Sports for Jesus. I hope those watching have learned something and can support where possible. I know the challenge is so many of my friends also have programs in their homes that they're already engaged in. I think a lot of Kenyans have realized the value of sports in raising children, but those who can help, I hope that they can find you on Facebook and support where you can. Tafadhali.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming. And thank you guys for watching Radu Live. We'll see you again next week.